103 WVST. This is Soul Logistic Radio Show. I got the legend Milk Dee on the premises. What's popping, fam?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, man, first of all, thank you for your time. You always showing me mad love of my show, and I really appreciate you, fam.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thanks for the love. You show me support. So it goes both ways. Thank you.
Thank you. We still on that 50 years of hip hop, man. What's the first thing come in mind when somebody say 50 years of hip hop?
The first thing that comes to mind is how old am I?
That's cool. That's I tell people that all the time. Oh, you unless you want to die young, it's good to get old. It's a blessing to get old, right?
Absolutely. Yo, I'm so grateful and I thank God every day I wake up. I'm like, I'm really happy and grateful to be alive. I also think about how long I've been doing it out of the 50. And my first record came out in 1984, which was 11 years after the date that they said it started, right? August, what is it? August 11th,
Oh,
1973.
yeah,
And my first record came out in uh 84. So that means I
crazy.
about 39 out of the 50.
Right.
Yeah.
So to be clear, Make It Funky was on the A side, and somehow the record got flipped to top billing. I'll talk about that for a second.
So my thing is I'm a creator, so I create every day. Still to this day, I create every day. And so I was playing around one night and I did top billing. Now we were already working on Make It Funky with Daddy-O. And when I let Daddy-O hear top billing, he was like, yo, that's the one right there. He was like, yo, that's it right there. That's it. That's the one. He's like, you got to put this one on. So originally it was the B side. And the reason it was the B side was because he pushed that so hard. And then when it took off, we had to release a separate single on it by itself.
Oh, that's amazing how that happened. One of the verses on the record that always got me. I know everybody talk about, what we talk about, neither one of us, but what got me when you said mom and dad, they knew the time. That
Mhm.
always got me. I was like, his mom and dad, they into this. Talk about that for a second, man.
That was just my way of saying that they knew it was gonna be good when they had Giz and I. So Giz is the oldest. I'm second. So that was just my way of saying that they knew what time it was. That they knew it was a good thing to have us, and they started off real young too. So.
Well, because some parents are not into it, especially like you said in those early days. You talk about hip hop, like for real. Are you gonna make a living doing this? Some parents was like that, but for your parents to see the vision and was down with it, that's awesome.
Well, my pops is a businessman. So once he saw how serious I was about it and I started taking steps to make it happen, he was like, okay, I'll invest in it. So it was more of a business venture for him.
So did he own First Party Records? Was that's how? What was
First
that? The record company.
First Party Music is a family owned label. My first record, which was a Christmas record, was released on MCM Music, Magic Christian Music, which was a friend of. So my pops was a club promoter. He had clubs, and one of his rival promoters, Elmo the Magic Christian, he had a label. So he went to Elmo and was like, "My sons, they're rapping and stuff." And Elmo was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to do a Christmas record. They could do that." So what happened is my father basically ended up funding the record, and we was doing all of the footwork, which inspired us to start First Party Music. We like we doing all the work anyway. We might
Right.
start our own label, and that's how we started. What inspired us to start First Party Music?
So everybody talks about suckers that's down with. I've been saying it wrong my whole life too. So I mean, how does that make you feel when you like, okay, it don't matter. It does matter because when he was saying suckers that's down with me, I always was like, I need to talk to him about that. So explain that lyric,
Okay,
man.
so first, let me just say it used to drive me crazy because even during shows, people say that, suckers is down with me. And I'm like, yo, why are you saying that? That's not what I said. So as it's out of the bag now, is suckers that's down with neither one of us. That's how I feel. So, but to me, it's really cool because it's just another story, something else interesting to talk about. A fun fact.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the mystery of that song.
Shout out to Skills from VA. Skills from VA brought that up to a lot of folks and brought that to our attention.
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
crazy because I guess it's because of his followers or whatever. But I've been saying it for years at different interviews. But he's the one that really was able to blow it up and make it heard the right way. So
shout
what's
out
up,
to
Skills? Thank you.
shout out to Skills, and it's dope that you're a good sport about it. Like you said, it's good for conversations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, like the simplicity with top billing, like just chilling. All you saying is Milk is chilling, but everybody took it like, man, Milk is chilling. You know what I'm saying? How does it when you was in the studio? Was you just like freestyling it, or was you just like you was in the vibe, or what was it? Because like a lot of things you said, like I get the money, things you were saying at that time, but now people taking snippets of it all and running with it.
Yeah, it was I just did it. The truth is that whole song took me about a half an hour to make the beat and to write the lyrics. I think sometimes, you just create that magic. You don't even know. And I talk about this a lot at interviews. The DJs didn't accept that song. It took us a year to break that song. It was a year of DJs saying it was whack and that I sounded
What?
like a girl. And we released that song and Light's first song, I Cram to Understand You, at the same time. So they were like, oh, he sounds like a girl, she sounds like a boy. It's just a beat, it's whack. So it took a year of that before it started taking off. So it's not like we released it and they were like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
Yeah, we had to really force it. But once we forced it, it happened, which is a good example. And I always use this when I talk to kids and stuff as not giving up. Just because people say that you're whack, that doesn't mean it's whack. And like you said, it's been about 36 years, 37 years later, it's the most sampled hip hop song ever. This is the same song that they were saying was whack.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's awesome. That is crazy. Uh, how does it take us back when it dropped? Like I know you said it took about a year, but when you had the hottest hip hop record in the country, how did it feel to be MC Milk D?
It felt great because it's the best feeling in the world because it's something that I wanted for a long time. I when I heard Kumo D, the tape of Kumo D battling Busy B, I think I was in the 5th grade. When I heard that, that's when I decided I wanted to be an MC. And I wanted to be an MC since then. So for it to actually happen, it felt really good.
So tell us about your relationship with Walkerware. What you got going on with Walkerware?
Okay, so Walkerware, April Walker, she did the styling for our second album cover. I don't care. So if you see the clothes that I'm wearing on there, she did that. And when she did that, we became friends, and we've been friends ever since. We're really family. We've been family ever since. And April and I teach a class. We have a class that we teach together in Brooklyn.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Speaking about family, people always want to know, MC Light, is that your real sister?
So she's our first party music family. Originally, everybody thought she was our real sister, which she is, in our hearts, but she's not really our sister.
What's coming up next with First Priority? I see you in the studio right now cooking up something.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple of really big things happening, which I can't talk about yet. But I've been working. I've been creating, making music. We don't have anything to release on FPM right now, but we will be releasing stuff in the near future, including our album, The First Dead Indian, which was never released. So we're gonna do that.
You make sure you get that to us so we can show you some support. Uh, Last question. What advice you already dropped the jewel for young folks? Any other advice you would like to give to the college students coming up trying to find their way in music or in life?
I would say number one, the most, in my opinion, the most important thing that'll help you out in life is if you have an attitude of gratitude. You have to be grateful for all of the so many blessings that you have. A lot of times we spend energy looking at what we don't have when we should be grateful for what we do have. That raises your vibration and helps you attract what you're looking for. So that's
Mm,
one thing. Another thing is never give up. No matter what anybody says, you really have to be careful about worrying about what other people think. Because if you worry about what other people think, you're heading down the wrong road.
mm. And once again, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. And when you get that music, make sure you send it over, man. I really appreciate you. Peace, love, man.
Right. Thanks for having me. Peace.
Peace.